This is the wild around us. I'm Jeremy, your personal naturalist. This is Eric.
Hello, everyone.
Both of us are coming to you from the Squam Lakes Natural Science Center, where we advance understanding of ecology by exploring nature. Hey, Eric, how are you today?
I'm doing fine, Jeremy, and thanks again for inviting me on to share this experience with all of you.
Yeah, Eric can provide some expertise in a different way other than just listening to me the whole time. Eric, this week, have you seen anything interesting in nature?
Yeah, I've seen a number of different things. Usually when I'm walking the dog, the most memorable one is a porcupine, though, that we ran into. And I was really glad to have the dog on the leash because, as you know, porcupines and dogs really don't mix well.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Last week, we heard this nature noise. We heard from several of you. There were a few guesses. One person guessed a bird, which is not wrong. It is a bird, but we're going to get a little bit more specific. Somebody else thought it was a coyote howling, which I can definitely hear. But this was a common loon, and several of you did write in and get that answer correct. Hearing loons on a lake is always a special treat. They have such a distinctive sound. It is also meaningful to hear them. They aren't just a bird that floats on the water. They are an indicator of the health of that aquatic ecosystem.
Yeah, loons are one of the top predators in New Hampshire. They eat many things that live in the water, but the adults focus on medium to large-sized fish, but they can also eat things as small as insects.
Oh yeah, especially those baby loons. They really love to chomp down on those insects, yeah. Loons are super strong swimmers. Their legs are way at the back of their body, almost like a motor on a speedboat. They have large webbed feet that push them through the water, and a huge beak that they use to grasp their prey. Most of the fish that they eat are the size that they can swallow under the water, which I always found really interesting. Sometimes the fish that they catch are large enough where they have to bring it up to the surface and kind of, submit the fish so that they can get that fish down in the right direction.
That's right. You wouldn't want those pointy dorsal fins going the wrong way on the way down. That could be a problem. Being a top predator means they're affected by everything that happens to the water. They depend on enough microscopic plankton being in the water so the insects have food to eat. The minnows and the smaller fish feed on these insects, and then the big fish eat the small fish. So essentially, without these microscopic plankton, the loons would be hard-pressed to find food.
Wow, it's crazy to think that a big loon is so dependent on something as small as plankton.
That's right.
But, those aren't the only things that affect loons. Lead fishing tackle is a significant cause of death to loons because a fish that breaks off a fisherman's line is much slower and easier for the loon to catch. And if that lead gets ingested by the loon, it's sure to kill that bird. Thankfully, a lot of states are starting to ban lead fishing tackle for suitable alternatives. Combine that with pollutants, climate change, boats, and harassment of nest sites. Also, human-related increase of shoreline predators, which is kind of a weird thing to think about, but I grew up on a lake, and I never really thought of this at that time, but there were a lot of houses on the lake, and we would put our trash out on a given night of the week. Sometimes skunks or raccoons would come along and get into any trash that wasn't really well secured down. For them, that extra pizza crust or the Chinese dinner that somebody had, that's like free food for a skunk or a raccoon. Free food equals more skunks and more raccoons. And they love to eat loon eggs, which are along the shoreline. And that makes watching a loon population rather important.
Yeah, they truly are an indicator of a healthy ecosystem. They also have some really cool adaptations that make them really fun to watch.
And hear. So keep your eyes and ears open to find these amazing birds. And don't forget to do the important thing. Get outside and explore the wild around you.